Celebrate him. If you rate Sully and you rate Tommy from Power, you should rate Jeffrey Dahmer because he got it in just like they got it in. You see, it don't sound the same when you talk about it in real life, innit? Rate Raoul Moat then. Raoul Moat, who just murked a couple people straight.
Hey, but sibling, they are actually kind of celebrating the Dharma thing. Because if you look, there is a subgenre since that movie, that Netflix documentary thing, which I ain't peeped, because I already know I've already done the knowledge on this youth. There's young girls who now are saying that he's attractive in all this business. And all the
very niche, though, Noble. It's very niche. I hear what you're saying, but that's very niche. Whereas in our world, universally, it is a positive thing to be a bad boy. The music promotes it, the movies promote it, and in real life it's promoted. To be a bad boy is a positive thing in our community. To be a gallus is a positive thing in our community. So what happens is a lot of people feed into these characters because that's the cool thing. The cool thing is to be that. The cool thing is to be someone who is aggressive, who's willing to make it fly, up it, as the Americans say. Check out the we're talking about negativity, yeah? Like I said, Gallus, being a bad boy, there's so much more we could add to the list of negative things that are fronted as positive within our community. You go and get a Pakistani boy, an average Pakistani boy, it's not rated in his community. It's not rated in his community. There's actually sanctions in place. I don't want to come on here and chat people's business, but I got Asian brethren that if they've made certain blunders or whatever, there's sanctions. You got to go and answer to the males in that woman's family. There's certain things that are not respected. Now, I'm not saying it don't happen, because it happens in every community, but it's not glorified. We're talking about glorification. There's another thing. Prison, that's glorified in our community. That is glorified in our community, to go to prison. Yo, I did it standing on my head. Yo, I did them couple years standing on my head. It was nothing. I was running the wing. It was nothing. Coming home parties, celebration. A lot of humans, people that are in and out of prison their whole life, you led them to that water. Because each and every time he comes home, yeah, celebration, pop champagne. Let's have fun. He's come home. No. When you come home, it should be quiet. It should be quiet. It should be daunting. It shouldn't be a pleasant experience. It should be, I don't want to go through this again.
Exactly.
They locked me up when I was younger, Noble, for some phone robbery that went on outside my school. I didn't do it. But I was with the boys who did it. So that's how I got arrested. Now, when I say I was with the boys, they was from my school and we was all outside together, and they done a robbery. They robbed a girl, actually. They robbed a girl. Yeah, took her phone, and because everyone in the school knows me, the girl put my name forth. Yeah, said, Mark was there. Mark Hamilton was there. They came to my family's house, arrested me, took me there. I was about 14, I think. I lied down in that cell, Noble, and I remember just feeling, I remember how I felt. I got OCD, and I'm someone who loves, I'm a man, I'll get up at 1 a.m. and go and get a cold drink. I've been doing that ever since I've just been living like that for a long time. I'm funny. Like, I'm someone, just another thing I like using the hair dryer when I come out the shower, to dry my skin. You can't do them things in prison, Noble. So you know when I spent that day in that cell, I said never again. This is horrible.
It's disgusting. With
This
that
is
little blue thin little mattress thing.
horrible, and how they speak to you, how they look at you.
Yeah.
I don't, because I'm the kind of person, if I'm walking along the street and there's a white woman or whoever, a non-black woman, and she's got a bag, I'm going to cross the road for her. I know some people might say that's wrong, but I'm going to cross the road for you because I like to have an easy life. That's just how I am now. Is that a bit of PTSD? Probably. However, what I'm trying to get at is that prevention's better than cure. And these youths are not being held accountable for anything. There's no fear factor. They're able to get away with whatever, whenever. Now, what I'm going to say sounds quite controversial now. But when these monsters are created, they're not born. Monsters aren't born, they're created. That boy who done that move, he was a victim too. Because I can imagine what kind of horrific background he would have come from, meaning that he ain't been held accountable for nothing. No, but if you take up a bottle of Ray and Nephew right now and you neck it, you know that your day is over. So you're not going to do that.
I wouldn't even need the bottle. I'd need literally 2 shots, and I'm nice. I'm more than nice, sibling.
But the point I'm getting at, you know if you down it, your day is over. So you're not going to down it, are you?
Yeah.
But if you knew, I can drink this and my day's not over, I'm still going to be blessed, you'd probably drink it. Now that's what's happening with these boys. They ain't afraid of nothing.
Nothing.
I've been saying this story for years. We was at a street party, me and Stephen at a street party. A boy bought some jerk chicken from a jerk chicken vendor. This happened right here in Brom. He bought the jerk chicken and then he went back and said, I don't like it. I want my money back. That he went back and said, I don't like this chicken. I want my money back. Now, there was nothing wrong with the jerk, man. Nothing was wrong with the chicken or anything. The boy just wanted a problem. Now, the jerk vendor said, I can't give you no money back. You've took it and you've ate half of it. But what the boy wanted to do was have an issue. So when the man turned around and said, I'm not giving you back your money, man. I'm not giving you back. You know the boy stabbed him, Noble, right in front of my eyes.
What?
Yeah. Stabbed him right in front of my eyes over that. And I just remember seeing the whole thing transpire. He stabbed him. The man was screaming on the floor. Man's got off. Him and his little crew ran off. Everyone was surrounding the man. The ambulance come. It just, you know what I mean? It's stupid. And even when the ambulance come and the police come and everyone was trying to get off because no one wants to deal with them.
Of course not.
So what we've just seen, everyone wants to get off, and I'll hold my hands up. We got off too. Because we got off too. That's the culture of the community. But now, you know what happens now? That boy's free to next time kill somebody.
Over chicken?
Oh, if he can do that. I said to Stephen, look, if he can do that over chicken, and he was actually in the wrong, what happens if someone disrespects him? What happens if somebody... Now, all of us have got off from the party because none of us want the issue with the police. None of us want to deal with the police. So everyone's got off. But we're not looking at the bigger picture. That mentally ill boy is still able to have that mindset within the community. He will eventually kill somebody. He will eventually crash out. And this is what I'm trying to say. These monsters are being created. They're not born, they're being created. We allow them to roam freely within the community, and eventually they will. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, eventually they will make that move. Because it's like the boy who killed Christina Edkins, yeah, I used to see him in town quite a lot, and he used to get very aggressive with people. And I said it on the show yesterday, and I'll say it again right now. One time I was in town, and I seen him kind of like tacking up some people. And I was thinking to myself, should I walk around the long way? Because I don't want to break this crowd. And I said, nah, I'm going to walk through, man. This boy ain't mad. I walked through, and he kind of stared me out kind of thing. So I said, oh, okay, cool. He must think I'm one of these. Like. So when I was coming back, I picked up one Heineken buckle. And I said, even if he looks at me, I'm going to bust his head. Because nobody's gave him a lesson. And I know he had a knife on him, but I knew how I was going to execute it. I'm walking back to the shop now. And by the grace of God, man, he wasn't there. By the grace of God, he had moved, he had cleared the area. Now, maybe about 4 months after that, he killed Christina Edkins. Now,
Has he actually been diagnosed with mental illness or what? Or
yeah, he was actually mentally ill. There was a lot of failures on his part because he was locked up in a mental institution, and they rushed to get him out. His mom even went back to the place saying, please, this is going to kill someone. With that story, they never tell that bit. His mom went back to the place and said, yo, you lot need to lock up my son. He's got mental health. He's going to kill somebody. And they didn't take him back. And he ended up killing Christina Edkins. So that family was failed by the system. Yeah. And they were failed by civilians because all of us who are in town knew that this guy was a real accident waiting to happen. And there was nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. And we just knew that eventually he was going to do a madness, and he ended up killing Christina Edkins because all it was is he tried to chat her up and she weren't interested. He ended up stabbing her. And this is what I'm trying to say. You've got that side of it where it's mental health, and then you got the side of it where it's guys like the one who done that move in Croydon. And I just don't know where do we... I personally, I'm of the belief of prevention's better than cure. So get them for, I think anybody now, it may sound negative what I'm going to say, but anyone with that mindset now, it's going to be hard to reverse it. I think we got to get them from young. I think the boys that are in these toxic environments, I think we need to intervene from young. But because this is the only, no, I'm not going to say the only, but this is the finger pointing I do at the system. They're not trying to work with the community to stop this problem. Because if they work with us, they'd allow us to go into schools and things like that and get to these boys away from these toxic baby mothers and absent fathers. They need to know there are people out there who care. Yes. They need to know there are people out there who's walked that same path but was able to turn their life around. They need to know you don't need to be a bad man. They need to know you don't need to be a gallist. They need to know prison shouldn't be glorified. They need to know negative is not positive.
Facts.
Like there's so much, there's a lot of infrastructure in other communities. There's a lot of heavy infrastructure. Like a lot of people, when that Kanye West thing was going on, a lot of people were angry at the Jewish community, but I've never been angry at how they react to things, because look in the States the other day, you had a Latino woman called Spice, that the Jamaican singer called her a blue monkey, and you got black people saying, well, she deserved it. No, if that was a Jewish person or a Jewish community, everyone's on the same page. Zero tolerance. Whereas,
what?
Yeah, people saying like, yo, she deserved it. But that woman attacked her race. She didn't attack her. She attacked her features that she believes looks like a monkey. Now, if
See
that was
that?
if that was Jewish people, they're gonna say cancelled. We don't care about the explanation. We don't care about the reason. We don't care about nothing. Cancelled. Whereas in our world, it's 5% cancel him, 10% don't cancel him, 15% I don't care, 10% I do care, 20%. You know what I mean? There's just too much opinions. So what
So
happens
varied.
is, yeah, so this is why you get situations like this, because we can attack the perpetrator or we can attack the problem. And the problem is, a lot of these boys are being led to that water from a young age. Mommy hates daddy. Daddy can't be involved because mommy hates him. And I'm not saying this is all. Some cases, daddy don't want to be involved. But mommy hates daddy. Daddy can't be a dad because mommy hates him, so he stays away for his mental health. Little boy is being grown by an emotional mom. The emotional mom don't hold him accountable for anything at all. You know, everybody he goes up against throughout life, mommy's in the background like a pit bull, ready to kick out people's teeth for son. He can't do no wrong. She just sees that boy she pushed out. She don't see the future. She don't see a father. She don't see a husband. She don't see a provider. She sees a son. That's it. When I look at my boys, I look at, yeah, you're my son, but eventually you're going to be someone else's dad. So I need to give you the tools to do that job properly, like I was given the tools, because I'm the dad I am because of my dad. I'll give him them flowers all day long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm this level of this caliber of father because of him. Now he was
But
more.
we're at this point now, Mark, because of what you're highlighting now. What did they do in the what have they been doing for quite some time now, but specifically in most the early 90s, mid 90s, where you can't touch your child, or
Yes,
you go into court, and yeah,
yes, the
they have
system.
totally eroded the responsibility roles of the parents. And then let's go back even more. Then you've got babies. What's that saying? Babies having babies. So they're not even grown yet, but yet now they've got the big girl pants on, but they're not a big girl. They're still a child. And then that mindset is a child raising a child. Then the child gets to 14 and ovulates, and she catches.
There you
And
go.
that generational curse continues and continues and continues. And that structure of family is standard. That's normal. Mark, Noble, what are you talking about? You don't need no. Don't you remember there was a song and it's very famous. It's real famous, Mark. Beyonce, Destiny's Child, independent woman, huh? I do not need a man. I can do bad by my damn self. And in some cases, that may be potentially applicable for a time. But for you to have created that life, you needed a man. Man and woman are symbiotic. We need healthy relationships and we need people right now, wherever stage you are in your womanhood, your motherhood, to really take responsibility. We don't have a community. This is just, come on, we don't have a community. Because if we had a community, the next door neighbor or whoever down the street, Mrs. Pearl, will be saying, yo, hold up, Johnny, you can't do them thing there. Yo, make I
Facts.
go tell you, mother. Yo, in fact, make I tell my son, and he's gonna come and check you if you're gonna talk to me like that. We don't have that no more. We don't have the respect where we see people who look just like us and we give them respect because they're older. And the older they get, the more respect they get. That is not in the equation, Mark. Exposure. We need to expose. Okay, you're a single mother. That's cool. That's not a problem. You've got friends. You've got male friends You've got male cousins, uncles, whatever. Show them, and they're in a two parent household. Raising children. Show them, give them the exposure to see how the dynamics are, how you should carry yourself as a man. What is a relationship between a male and a female? How do they get over arguments? How do they converse with each other? How do they live with each other? We've got no examples because they've stuck with them crack phones in their hands, watching the dysfunction that's played out to them so they can then repeat the same dysfunction. It's like it's lose, lose, lose. They're not taught to listen. Young child, think for yourself. We're gonna build you up and we're gonna give you basic skills, but you need to think for yourself. No. Last 20 years, don't think for yourself. Thinking at yourself for yourself is stupid. The illusion of thinking for yourself is we give you the option, you take the option, that's it. Yeah, I made the decision because they said it on the news, Mark. They said it on the news and the radio that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to school, then go to college, university. Then I can't get the job I wanted, so then I go and work in McDonald's or go do a delivery for flipping Amazon and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and perfection. Let's not forget that these youths are being pressured into being perfect too. And remember, I'm saying these things without people being stabbed. Like these youths are they can't make mistakes. They need to be perfect from day dot. They gotta have money. They're watching nothing but content of bad bees, the bad bees, what they want, because the geezer who they rate, they don't see him with nothing but bad bees. Now I seen a quote the other day. I'm gonna say this quickly and get back to the point. The quote said, there's a reason some women are called bad bees and some are called good women. There's a reason why a woman's called a bad bee and a good woman. And you don't want to find out the difference. Now, these men are running down bad bees because I'm only going to say Tion because I brought Tion up the other day, but I rate Tion as a rapper. I watch Tion and he's got bad bees, so I want bad bees as well. So when you go on Instagram, them same bad bees are on a podcast saying, well, the first thing a man needs to be able to chat to me, he has to be making 6 figures. On top of that, I like them man that are wearing them Dior B22s. Nah, man, a man I'm rolling with, he has to be rolling German. If he ain't rolling in a German, he can't chat to me. Yo, any man I'm dealing with, he has to have his own place. Any man I'm dealing with, he has to be able to pay all the bills. Any man I'm dealing with, he has to be able to fly me out at will. So now these boys are looking and saying, "Wow, I don't even tick one box." And like I must be behind in life. So now you're putting pressure on them same young men to reach a level of success that is not reality in the time frame. It is reality, but not in that amount of time frame. Now remember, a lot of them same men don't even know a hard day's work.
Of course not.
They don't know nothing about hustle. They don't know nothing about planting seeds. They don't know nothing about time. They don't understand seasons. That's why a lot of these relationships mash up quick. When two people make a commitment to each other, yo, we're going to commit. We're going to build our life together. We're going to bring these children into the world and we're going to give them all the knowledge that we've got between each other. And we're going to work hard to make sure that we can provide. These relationships are over at the first hurdle because we're following what society says. We're following what Beyonce says. We're following what all these other people are doing. Keke Palmer and all these viral stories. And then we're getting rid of people that are good for us. People that, okay, we're growing with them. In the long run, okay, she or he may not be making 6 figures or the finished article now. And to be honest, you don't need to be making 6 figures. And then what happens is these youngsters are looking at all this. It's a big pot of unrealisticness. I'm making up words now. It's just a big pot of things that are not going to happen. So
Pipe
what then?
dreams, man. Just lies. They're
That's
just
it.
selling them lies.
So they're not growing. Remember, we don't go through life, we grow through life. So they're not growing. There's things I got now, Noble, that 10, 15 years ago, I was probably praying for. Meaning like working hard for, going crazy. And now when you actually got it, it's like, yo, this is what I was really, really, like it's things that are, it's things that are free that mean more to you.
That you can't buy.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like things that you can't buy that you're looking and like, damn, you know, they mean more to you because you understand life, you understand seasons.
Yeah.
Just as the globe spins, you have summer, winter, autumn, spring. It's the same as your life. It's the same as your relationship. It's the same as everything. No 2 days will be the same. So you have a bad day. If we have a bad day, we have the blessing of knowing today was bad, but I can wake up and tomorrow could be good. But we also need to have the humbleness to understand today was good, but tomorrow could be bad.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is these boys are not even being given the tools. They're not even being given the understanding of what's right, what's wrong. The gender wars are going on heavily online, and it's black people that are at the forefront of these gender wars. We're at the forefront of the actual dynamic between black man and black woman is online for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of black women who just have had bad experience, who hate black men, and there's a lot of black men who have had bad experiences and hate black women, and they just made a career out of making content about this. And then what happens is you don't understand who's watching you. You don't understand who's listening. You don't understand who's being influenced by your words.
They don't care, Mark.
Remember, you do a show, you do a podcast, you know, and you press upload on YouTube, and then you see 500 views. That's 500 people. You don't know them 500 people. One of them could be at a crossroads and is listening to every word you say. Some of the messages that I get, some of the interactions that I get, I'm like, what? Like, even I need to be more careful in the things I say, because a man may not be in that season of his life. He may be in a vulnerable season, Noble, where he's listening to something. And this is what I say, man. You're never going to get me leading with aggression. Never, because there's going to be boys who will be listening, you know, thinking that's, especially if they deem you a good person. Yo, listen, I'll tell any boy, you are not any less of a man to walk away from ignorant people. Don't feel any way to be somewhere and be like, yo, this ain't my frequency, I'm gone. Don't feel any way to know that that party or that event or that whatever is not my frequency, I'm not going. Don't feel no way to make mistakes. You can learn from it. A baby does not come out the womb walking, talking, and the finished article. They get up, they fall, they get back up, they fall. We forget that, yeah, we're older now, but we're still going to fall and have to get up. We can't keep following social media and all these unrealistic people. Like the relationship goals. Like there's no such thing as relationship goals. Like a relationship is what you make it.
Yeah.
It's what you make it, and it's a work in progress. No matter who you're with, your partner, it's a work in progress. Now, there are going to be people